I'm Tony Lombardi with a Russell Street recap brought to you by Casamillas of Whitemarsh. On the heels of a 3-game losing streak, the last of which to the then Pittsburgh Steelers by the score of 19-14, the Ravens dropped to 6-5 on the season. COVID-19 and injuries ravaged John Harbaugh's roster. Even the reigning MVP missed the game against the team's bitter arch rival, a game during which the Ravens fielded many reserves and first-time starters elevated from the practice squad. Nearly everyone wrote off the Ravens, except the Ravens themselves. With their backs up against the wall and no margin for error, Lamar Jackson and company rallied. Despite the massive losses of Ronnie Stanley and Nick Boyle, they reignited the running game and approached each week with a win-or-go-home resolve. Beaten down by adversity and lofty expectations that they seemingly failed to achieve, the Ravens could have easily packed it in. Instead, they showed their mettle, and with gritty determination, one game at a time, they collectively rose from the smoldering embers of a season in decay like a brilliant phoenix. The Ravens were undeterred by a wicked journey littered with obstacles that would cause a team without their character to cave. Play Like a Raven was reborn, and the team eventually landed in the frosty air of Orchard Park, New York, to take on the Buffalo Bills. They played for each other, and mostly they played for Lamar, who despite being a unanimous MVP one season ago, despite a winning resume so far in his young career that outpaces many quarterbacks enshrined in the Hall of Fame, was widely criticized because his play is unconventional. Lamar heard the criticisms. He tried to ignore the pundits who claimed he couldn't win a big game or rally a team from behind. Yet he did those things in Nashville and silenced the critics, diffusing the off-the-mark narrative. It's part of the growth of the 24-year-old prodigy, and consequently, it represents growth in the franchise. And now there's more growth in wait. During the past 1.5 months, the Ravens gave us all an unexpected thrill ride. They overcame odds to make their way to the postseason with 13 other teams. They made their way to the Divisional Round with 7 others. But now, the ride is over, thanks to a 17-3 loss to the Bills. As fans, we wanted more. As players, the Ravens wanted more. That trip to Buffalo represents the last time that 13 or so of these men will ever take a business trip together again. This team as comprised today will never come our way again. That's just the nature of the beast in the NFL and the attrition fueled by the salary cap. The kick in the gut we feel now is nothing compared to how these men who gave their blood, sweat, tears, and pandemic fears to win a championship. That third Lombardi for the franchise will have to wait, but all is not lost. The Ravens have a very solid foundation upon which to build, and given the nature of this organization that has developed such a winning culture, one that is inviting to players and their families, one that has a head coach who adeptly guided his men through uncharted waters, the future remains bright. I'm Tony Lombardi. Casamillas of Whitemarsh, a Baltimore County treasure for over 34 years, featuring Maryland's most tantalizing crab cakes. Don't live in the area? Casamillas will ship this Maryland delicacy to you. Plus, on any given Sunday, you and your friends can choose from their expansive selection of beer, wines, and spirits. That's right, I did say Sunday to put some juice in your football parties. For pickup, delivery, or eat-in, make it Casamillas of Whitemarsh.